The hidden power of daily habits, 5 small steps that will quietly build your real wealth. Building lasting wealth isn't just about big, flashy investments or one-time financial windfalls. The truth is that wealth is often built in quiet, small steps taken over time. These small actions, compounded over days, months, and years, are what create real, lasting wealth. The power of these habits lies in their consistency and their ability to become second nature. In this blog, we're going to explore 5 small daily habits that can transform your financial life. These habits might not seem like much in the moment, but when practiced regularly, they quietly but powerfully shape your future wealth. We'll dig deep into the psychology behind each habit, offering insights that not only explain their importance, but help you cultivate them in your own life. 1. Prioritize consistency over perfection. Small actions add up. When it comes to building wealth, many people fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect opportunity or trying to execute a flawless strategy. This mindset, known as perfectionism, often causes hesitation or even inaction, which ultimately delays financial growth. The reality is that progress, not perfection, is the key to success, and this is where consistency shines. The psychology behind consistency. Psychologically, consistency taps into the power of habit formation. When we perform an action regularly, it becomes ingrained in our brain's neural pathways, making it easier and easier to repeat. According to research on habit formation, small, consistent actions are far more sustainable than occasional, drastic efforts. Over time, the benefits compound, and before you know it, the small changes you've made are a significant part of your financial ecosystem. How to build consistency. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to start saving, investing, or budgeting, start small. If your goal is to save, perhaps start by saving just $5 a day and gradually increase the amount as you get used to the habit. You can automate this by setting up a direct deposit from your paycheck into a savings account. The more you do it, the less you'll have to think about it. The key is to stick with it, even on the days when it feels insignificant. 2, cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace the journey of financial growth. In order to build real wealth, it's crucial to adopt a growth mindset, a psychological concept coined by Dr. Carol Dweck, which suggests that our abilities and intelligence are not fixed, but can be developed over time with effort and perseverance. A growth mindset helps you view setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than as obstacles. The power of a growth mindset in wealth building. When you adopt a growth mindset, you're able to see the long-term nature of wealth building. Wealth isn't a get-rich-quick journey, it's a marathon. Those who embrace the process, rather than just focusing on the outcome, are more likely to stick with their goals through the ups and downs. Studies show that people with a growth mindset are better at taking calculated risks, learning from their mistakes, and ultimately achieving their goals. How to foster a growth mindset in your financial life. To foster a growth mindset, make sure to celebrate progress, no matter how small. Even if you're not making big financial strides right away, recognize the effort you're putting in. When you face financial challenges, instead of seeing them as failures, ask yourself what lessons you can learn from the situation. The more you practice this perspective, the more likely you'll be to bounce back stronger each time. 3, automate savings and investments. Make wealth building a no-brainer. Automation is one of the most powerful tools in the personal finance world. The principle here is simple. The less you have to think about managing your money, the more likely you'll stick to it. The psychological aspect of automation is that it removes the need for decision-making in the moment, which reduces the chances of procrastination and impulse spending. Why automation is key. According to research, behavioral economics shows that when financial decisions are automated, people are far more likely to stick to their plans. For example, research on retirement savings consistently shows that people who have automatic deductions from their paycheck save more for retirement than those who have to actively contribute each month. This is because automation makes saving or investing the default behavior, and human behavior tends to follow the path of least resistance. How to automate your wealth building efforts. Start by automating your savings. Set up a direct transfer from your checking account to a savings or investment account each month. You can do this with retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, or even an emergency fund. If you're investing, consider setting up an automatic investment plan with a robo-advisor or a low-cost index fund. The more you automate, the less mental energy you'll need to put into the process, and the more consistently you'll build wealth over time. 4, track your spending and reflect. Awareness leads to change. One of the most overlooked habits in personal finance is simply tracking your spending. Without a clear understanding of where your money is going, it's nearly impossible to make informed decisions about how to allocate it for wealth building. According to psychology, Self-awareness is the first step toward any kind of change. Why tracking matters. The act of tracking your spending forces you to become conscious of your habits, which is the first step in making smarter financial choices. Behavioral studies show that people are much more likely to change their spending behaviors when they understand where their money is going. Conscious awareness creates the space for conscious choices. For example, once you know that you're spending $100 a month on subscription services you don't use, you're more likely to cancel them. How to track and reflect effectively. Tracking your spending doesn't have to be difficult. You can use budgeting apps like Mint or YNAB. You need a budget to categorize your expenses. Once you've been tracking for a month or two, reflect on your spending patterns. Are there areas where you're overspending? Can you trim unnecessary costs to redirect money towards savings or investments? The key here is to build a habit of reflection on your spending, which helps you identify areas for improvement and course correct as necessary. 5. Surround yourself with wealth-building influences. Influence your environment for success. Our social environment plays a huge role in shaping our behaviors and decisions. Psychologically, social influence is one of the most powerful tools we have for achieving our goals. The people we interact with, the media we consume, and the communities we join all shape our attitudes toward money and wealth. The impact of your environment on wealth building. Research on social influence shows that we are often heavily impacted by the behaviors and attitudes of those around us. If you surround yourself with people who talk about money in a healthy, responsible way, you're more likely to adopt those same habits. Conversely, if you're around people who spend frivolously or avoid thinking about money altogether, it can be harder to stay disciplined in your financial efforts. How to cultivate a wealth-building environment. Start by actively seeking out positive financial influences. This might mean following wealth-building experts on social media, reading books or articles on personal finance, or joining online communities that focus on saving and investing. Even in your personal life, try to surround yourself with friends or mentors who support your financial goals. The more you immerse yourself in wealth-building ideas, the more likely those ideas will become ingrained in your everyday life. Conclusion: small habits, monumental impact. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you need to make dramatic, life-changing moves to see real financial growth. But as we've seen, small daily habits, when practiced consistently, lead to massive results over time. By focusing on consistency, cultivating a growth mindset, automating your financial efforts, tracking your spending, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Remember, true wealth isn't about quick wins or overnight success. It's about making smart, small choices every day that add up to something truly significant. Start building these habits today and let them quietly transform your financial future.